Welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you, bottom of the 8th inning. Rangers trying to close this one out, 4-2. Alejandro Osuna comes through with the RBI double to give the Rangers a 3-2 lead. Elias Diaz gives the Rangers a 4-2 lead with the sac fly. Incredible. Rangers, after giving up a 2-0 lead, take a 2-run lead right back. Jacob Junis laboring a little bit here. We have got ball for 2 outs right now, runners on first and second, so the go-ahead run comes up to the plate. We're going to finish this one out, man. Jacob Latz, I think, is going to be coming in. Glad to be hanging out with y'all. Of course, here Right on Rangers, we cover everything Texas sports. But we put a big emphasis on the Rangers during the MLB season, and we thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question. Would love to hear from you. Post-game, you know we're always going to be a little bit better checking those, but I'm going to get to as many as I can. The ones that catch my eye, especially like this one. Colts fan, what's good, my guy? Yeah, this is the you don't even need to get me started. You guys know, big Alejandro Osuna fan. Huge Osuna fan. No earthly clue why the club sent him down. I've already talked this through. The reason that they sent Osuna down was complete BS. He's going to learn first base. He played like 2 games at first base in like the week and a half or 2 weeks he was down. Come on now. That wasn't a real reason. He led the team in OBP when he was sent down. Let's be honest, there's some favoritism. There's some politics. I don't know any other way to explain it. There's no reason why you should have sent your team leader in OBP down to the minor leagues. No reason. Yeah, he definitely had an adventure in the outfield. You know, I think that is absolutely something that you have to talk about out loud. The defense, probably not as sharp as it should be. It didn't end up leading to a run. I don't think we can hold it against the guy after coming through with the clutch RBI double there in the 8th inning. I do think you're playing in a different ballpark. You're in a little bit of unfamiliar territory in terms of the wall, the caroms, things like that. Yeah, I mean, look, I absolutely 100% think that Osuna has a higher ceiling than even what he's reaching right now. There's room for improvement. But he is the most clutch left-handed bat the Rangers have right now. It's not even close. He is the most clutch bat that the Rangers have, period. And he's not far behind most clutch bat on the team. It's him, Berger, and Young, top 3. It's him, Berger, and Young. Obviously, Josh Young had an opportunity tonight with the bases loaded and failed. JJ's been really good. I'm not going to go in on Josh for not coming through in that spot. But Alejandro Osuna, man, this is not a one-off thing. This dude comes through late. He puts the ball in play. He's clutch. There's zero reason why anybody should be arguing for this man to be sent down for Evan Carter or anybody else when they get healthy. He should be the last guy you're trying to send down. If they send this guy down again, we riot. Like, I might need to get on a plane to Arlington and organize. It's ridiculous. We cannot let this guy go back to AAA. I mean, it is just so glaringly obvious the impact that this guy has on this team winning games. He did it in St. Louis literally right before they sent him down. It was the St. Louis series. They were there. Robbie Ahlstrom debut game, I believe. Dude came through with the clutch RBI single in that spot. It was like the 7th or 8th inning. Helped give the Rangers a lead. And they sent him down like 2 days later. Oh yeah, dude, we're good. We don't need that in the lineup. We don't need guys that consistently drive in runs late in ball games. Screw those guys. Let's send them down to AAA. Oh, he leads the team in OBP as well. He's on base more than anybody else on the team. Yeah, get his butt to Round Rock. This is the logic we're working with. Again, this is why it bugs me to no end when you got some Rangers fans assuming that the front office, this is why they get paid the big bucks. They didn't give up on Jock Peterson. They didn't give up on Duran. They didn't give up on Josh Young. Okay, great. Thanks for the 3 examples. Let me go ahead and give you about 10 of where they didn't make the right decision. I mean, look, it is a dumb decision. You know what? There'd be so much goodwill created if CY and all of them just came out and said it. It was stupid to send him down. There'd be so much more credibility and goodwill. I wish they would come out and say it was stupid for us to send him down. But the arrogance there will probably lead to them saying, it was good. It was all a part of the plan. We sent him down and then he came back up. Now he's great. No, dude, he's been doing this. He's been doing this. Jacob Latz, baby. Giving up a hit here. Getting interesting. 4-3. Jeez, Stowers, man, with the lefty. My goodness. Stowers, come on. The one guy, man. I mean, look, there's more than him. I don't want to say the one guy, but I say that because it's like the one guy you wanted to see here, lefty against Latz. They stopped him at third. I really thought we were going to have a play at the plate. Marlins probably would have been dead in the water there. No pun intended, but you probably would have been out by 5 feet at least had they gone on Nicky Lopez, who's got a decent arm. Look, it's not like it's a crazy throw, 120 feet, whatever it is. Latz, you got to get out of this, baby. Got to get out of this some way, somehow. Come on now. Everybody hanging out on TikTok, appreciate you. Drop a comment, drop a question. We're finishing out this Rangers game right now. Yeah, look, I'm worried about this. We've talked about this on the show the last several nights. You have to be cognizant of how much you're using these guys. How many days has Jacob Latz been used over the past 5? 4? Have we used him 4 out of the past 5 days? I mean, this is the stuff I'm talking about. The bullpen, we've got to have a better offense that doesn't get us in these situations. We got to have some offense that provides us with a bigger lead. 4 runs tonight. It's great we're winning a game. Definitely not going to go on an offensive rant unless things take a little bit of a different turn here, knock on wood. But I have got to see this offense given a little bit more to keep this bullpen from having to use its elite arms night after night. Yeah, Cade, love you, brother, man. What a comment. Gold comment of the night right here, man. Don't worry. Kelenic will be starting for Osuna tomorrow, guys. Don't worry. We're going to get Kelenic in the ball game tomorrow. Osuna can go ahead and take a seat. You can't make it up. It's funny because it's true. That's what makes it funny. It is funny because it's true. Yeah, he'll be in Round Rock tomorrow. Evan Carter activated. No big deal. Jackson, what's good, man? That Edwards inside the park home run, almost inside the park home run. That's wild. Yeah, Osuna would have been feeling that one had it not worked out. He had a good relay. Duran with the even better one, freaking rope home. Thank goodness for Ezequiel Duran, man. Thank God for that guy. We badly need him to continue to do what he's doing. Both defensively, he had the 2-run bomb. Zeke Duran, player of the game so far. Osuna very, very close behind. Kumar Rocker was great. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Rock. Here we go, by the way. Bases juiced. 2-2 count. Nowhere to put him. Nowhere to put him. Come on now. Marcy 0 for 3 on the night. Whoa. Broken bat, foul ball here on pitch number 6. And we will go to a 7th here in just a second. Yeah, Swolger, I'm with you on this. The 4-pitch outs. It's a lot of use for Jacob Latz, y'all. We have got 9 more games in a row. We've got 10 more games in a row before an off day. We've got 9 more games on this road trip, and then we go home and we play a 10th game or an 11th game on top of the 10-game roadie. Then we finally get the Friday before the 4th of July off. Little tempt pitch here, I'm assuming. Not even close there. Not even close. I like the idea with the slider, but that's just not tempting enough. That is just not tempting enough. And it's do or die here. You gotta have something close. You cannot walk. You gotta challenge them. I'd probably go fastball paint on the corner. Fastball paint on the corner right now if you can. There it is. Ground ball. Nicky Lopez, please. Yes, sir. Jacob Latz gets out of the jam. Bases loaded. Stranded. Glad there's another team that knows how to do that from time to time. Am I right? The Marlins leave the bases juiced. Jacob Latz clutches up. Fastball painted outside. Gets the ground out. Whew, we can take a breath for a second. Can we tack on an insurance run or two? This Marlins team just doesn't go away. I mean, look, I gave them my respect in the reel that I made today. I gave them all the respect I could. This Marlins team is no joke, man. They don't have a ton of big names, but they just keep coming at you. They just keep coming at you. They're fast, athletic. It is just pesky, man. I love it. Love the brand of baseball that the Marlins play. A lot of respect for what they're doing. Would love for the Rangers to become something like this, honestly. Clearly, the Rangers have the big names, but man, I would love to see them play a brand of baseball similar to Miami. And I know that sounds weird because Miami's been bad for a long, long time. Look, they've had their moments. Clearly, Skip Schumacher leading the team to the playoffs in 23. They were in the playoffs, I believe, in the COVID year as well. But a lot of us, I do know, still think about the Marlins as a bad organization, right? As a bad team. We've just had so many years of the Marlins not being good. You kind of have that ingrained. Marlins, actually, the team they got this year, I'm a fan, man. Otto Lopez leading the charge. Liam Hicks, former Ranger, obviously. He's on the IL right now. Thank goodness Liam Hicks is on the IL. Not only is he an opposing catcher, but also a former Ranger. So you've got opposing catcher plus former Ranger. That's God mode activated right there. Like, I'm dead serious. That is just asking for damage. An opposing catcher, not only is he an opposing catcher, he also used to play for the Rangers. Liam Hicks probably would have gone off for like 10 RBI in this series at minimum had he not been on the IL. Speedy recovery for him, but glad he is not going to be playing Texas this week. You've also got Stowers, who came through with the big hit there. It is 100% a solid group of guys, and man, I would love to see Texas start molding the team a little bit more this way. Love the athleticism, love the speed. The ball gets put in play. Yes, there were some strikeouts today. Kumar Rocker was feeling it. Marlins have struck out 11 times today. Rock was on. Look, I'm a little confused. Somebody, I think, said you had Rock pulled at 76 pitches. 76 pitches for Rock getting pulled. That one is absolutely a little bit head-scratching. I think that what you're trying to see there is Rock leave on a positive note. You let him go out for another inning or two. Maybe things start getting a little dicey. My prediction on that, my best guess on that, is they were thinking Rock's given us 5 good innings, 2 earned runs. They were starting to get to him a little bit there late. There was some funny stuff that happened, but I just think they wanted to see him walk off the mound on a positive. I think they wanted to see him walk off the bump with his head held high, not having this turn into a 5 or 6 inning, 3 or 4 earned runs thing. It's just me. And look, maybe, Cade, this has a little bit to do with it as well. Hey, Daniel, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Let's see how Foscue does here. Why do I think Rock is good when he starts in the second? Jackson, I can only deduce that it's mental. I mean, nothing else makes sense of why it would be a big deal to have an opener besides it's just mental. There's something about it, clearly. I don't think there is anything crazy. The only other thing, which is obvious, and a lot of you guys, I'm sure, pick up on, but clearly in the first inning, you're seeing the other team's best hitters, right? You're seeing their leadoff guy, you're seeing the number 2 guy, you're seeing number 3, you're seeing the best hitters. So that to me definitely could be something too. It's those two for me. I don't think there's anything crazy. I think it's a little mental. Yeah, you're definitely facing the best hitters in that first inning as well. You know, I don't know if they're going to keep going to this. I don't think you can do it every time. Other teams are just going to pick up on it and make adjustments. They're going to see how Rocker approaches things when he comes in that second inning. And it's just an adjustment based league, man. You're going to see teams hop onto this. I don't think this is a foolproof strategy, but it's working right now. I almost kind of feel like sort of like you're playing blackjack in Vegas. And when you're hot, just keep riding it and go ahead and mix it up when you finally lose. Get up from the table and do something different, but ride the hot hand. Pop up here, Foscue. Yes, that was interesting, but Foscue is going to be retired here on a foul out. Foscue, by the way, in against a lefty there, and you pinch hit him for Peterson. I think that's a good substitution for sure. Peterson not very well traveled against the lefties, that's for sure. So I think that Foscue getting his little opportunities is great. It is a very small sample size with the lefty ABs. We were talking about Justin on the show the other day. He only has like 36 or 37 plate appearances against lefties. A lot of Rangers fans, I think, have latched on a little too quickly to this guy raking against lefties. I got people telling me he's elite. He's one of the best hitters against lefties on the planet. Like, we got to pump the brakes a little bit here, man. I don't think Foscue is like this plug and play guy against lefties and he's automatically raking. There hasn't been enough consistency for me to get there yet. Obviously, I'm cheering for him, but I think we got to pump the brakes on, auto-filling Foscue every time a lefty comes in. I think you got to feel it out. Like, I would not be okay if they did this if it was Osuna. Any guy who's having a hot night, I don't want to see them come out of the lineup, period. I don't care what the matchup is. You have got to be a seasoned, incredible track record of mashing lefties for me to want to sub you in and sub out a guy who is hot, who is clutch. There's got to be some feel, I think, when it comes to Justin Foscue. Look, lead off there, Peterson DHing. You're not doing anything funny with the defense. I think that's a good spot. Foscue's good starting with lefties. He struggles pinch hitting. Yeah, I think that could be a very fair assessment here. And to be clear, a lot of guys struggle with pinch hitting. It's not an easy thing to do. I don't mind the starts either. I do think you have to question a little bit, man, the pinch hitting, Foscue, lefties, what do you do here? They don't have a lot of options, though. They don't have a lot of right-handed options. You got Cody Freeman, who clearly we're big fans of here on the show, but Cody has not looked totally comfortable to me. I think that he is probably, really lacking that timing that you get in spring training. Probably could have used a little more seasoning in AAA just to get like that normal spring training 3 or 4 weeks. I think that probably would have been helpful for him. Just doesn't feel like he is totally comfy up there in the box. All right, JJ, 2-2, 2 outs. He is going to take a backdoor off-speed pitch for a ball off the plate, and the count runs full. Oh, that's painted. Slider painted, bottom of the zone, outside corner. Great pitch, man. JJ's going to challenge it. He's not going to win. Yeah, he's not going to win that. That's freaking painted, man. Bottom of the ninth has me real nervous. Look, in Jacob Latz we trust, but like I said, this Marlins team is just annoying in a good way. I mean, look, I'm saying that as a compliment. They're just an annoying team. So I'm definitely not breathing easy. I love having Jacob Latz in the game. Need 3 more outs, baby. Let's get it done. Appreciate you hanging. Drop a comment, drop a question. We will get to it as best we can during the game. And we have a full post-game show. We'll probably have about 30 minutes of post-game show. Hopefully, knock on wood. We need extra, we'll do extra, but hopefully about a 30-minute post-game show. We'll preview the game tomorrow. We'll get all of your reactions, your comments, your questions. We'll talk about everything that happened in the game today. We're doing that already a little bit during the 9th inning here, but we'll do more of it after the game has come to a close. Texas looking for another victory, trying to stack some here. Rangers win the series against the Padres. Probably should have swept it, but they're looking for their second win in a row here, and with a win, they will have won 3 out of their last 4. You obviously were bumming and depressed after the Twins series. Padres coming to town definitely helped things. And now you hope the Rangers can get things started off right on the road, man. This is a 10-game road trip. Miami to Toronto. And then what, to Cleveland after that? Okay. Then you finally go back home for the 4th of July. Rangers got 11 games, including this one, in a row before their next off day. That is a brutal stretch. They are really going to have to manage things well. And so we are talking about Jacob Latz and how much they're asking of him. And Jacob Junis as well. They're asking a lot of these guys. So, look, you didn't have to use Peyton Gray today. You used Robbie Ahlstrom, who, look, I'm so happy for Robbie. I mean, these are guys that aren't going to get a lot of love in, social media. They will from me, but you're not going to see them get a ton of love. Big-time accounts. Yeah, they just are kind of quietly under the radar doing their job, right? Robbie Ahlstrom has a 1 ERA since he came into the league. I mean, he doesn't have a huge sample size, right? But Robbie was phenomenal today. You really want to see this bullpen stay healthy and not get overtired from overuse. Offense has got to start connecting a little bit more. We have got to get some more runs on the board so we're not constantly in these types of ball games. You'd love to be able to throw, whoever, Cal Quantrill, just let him finish out a game. That's 5, 6, 7 runs out of reach. Jacob Latz, by the way, quickly in a 1-2 count, getting ahead, challenging Jimenez here. Jimenez is going to take a timeout. Pitch number 4 incoming. Foul ball. Look, Latzy pretty much right down the pipe there at 95. Like, can you hit me? I don't know how much I love that in a 1-run game, but Latz coming right after him, baby. Pitch number 5. Jimenez on the season, batting 184 with a 495 OPS. He's pinch hitting right now. And he fouls off another one, man. That one was about a foot above the zone. Fastball high. He went up and got it. Thought maybe Berger was going to have a shot, but it just kind of kept on tailing and tailing and tailing. Oh, man. I thought that guy was going to lose that foul ball. I really thought he was going to lose that one. Man, look, did you guys see, or did you see the other guy chase after him? Man, I don't need a foul ball that badly. I wonder how old these guys are. I don't need a foul ball that bad. I don't know about you. Like, maybe a home run ball that's actually significant. I don't need a foul ball that badly that I am diving over the seat in front of me and trying to take it away from a guy who dropped it. Strike 3, by the way. Jacob Latz gets the all-important first out of the inning. Pulled the string on that one right at the knees. That would have been strike 3 called either way. Jimenez goes down after a valiant effort, man. He was hanging tight with the foul. fouls. Lassie goes off speed, and Jimenez out in front. Good stuff. That's a huge first out. You let that leadoff hitter get on, you instantly clenching up a little bit there. You definitely take a little bit of a deep breath here with only 2 outs left to get. You got Norby pinch hitting here, 210 average, 653 OPS on the season. Sanoja up to bat after that. So you got the bottom of the order coming up right now. You do not want to turn this back over to the top. You want to get 8-9 here, if at all possible. Actually, 7-8-9. You've got 7-8-9 coming up next. This is 7 right here. Appreciate all you guys hanging out. Looks like we're good on comments. Again, drop one, drop a question. I'll be happy to check it out. Here's the pitch. 1-0 count. Ball 2. Latz, yeah, he's definitely a little bit tired out there, just from my vantage point. He's laboring a little bit. Not going to be surprised if he needs a day tomorrow, man. He's laboring. Whew, foul ball here. Thought maybe it was going to stay in play again. Young has to watch it. Slice foul. We are in a 2-1 count, though. That's what I mean. You're going to get into spots where you're going to see Latz and Junis need breaks because of how much they're being asked to play. It's a lot. It really is. 3-1 now. Latz having some location issues. Do not want to allow the Marlins to start getting on the base paths, man. They absolutely love to steal. And look, I feel pretty good with Diaz back there. Feel really good with Diaz back there, but it's hard. The soccer fans are killing me, man. That's freaking awesome. It's fun. I don't know. I think I've told you guys, if you've been a longtime listener, if you ever get to go to a game in like Japan, which I know is probably not going to happen for a lot of you guys, but if you ever get over there, the buzz at those games, regular season games, I love. It's fun that it's so loud. Fans are into it. Strike 3. Yes, sir. Jacob Latz gets Norby swinging. He goes up high, throws him the high cheese, and Norby cannot lay off. 96, top shelf, baby. Yeah, as I was saying, I love the environment, and it's just fun seeing these fans come from all different countries and take in a baseball game. Yeah, this game tonight, man, you can tell, you can hear the crowd on the broadcast. It's awesome. Phenomenal. Latz is that dude, man. Let's knock on wood for him, but shoot, he is a godsend. Like, doesn't even matter what happens tonight. Latzy is a godsend. Where would they be without him? We would probably have blown a number of games. We would probably be 5 games under 500 or worse. I mean, 5 more games, I should say, under 500 without Jacob Latz. We'd probably be sitting at 32-45 right now. One more out to get, and we have Marlins down to their final strike. Come on. Magic Mike agreed. Pitch number 4. Swinging a ground ball. Zeke Duran fields it. Fires over to Berger. The Rangers win. Hello, in column. Cue the I Like Texas music. The Rangers get their second win in a row, and they open up the 10-game roadie with a dub over the streaking Miami Marlins. They end the 4-game win streak. They end the 8-game home win streak that the Marlins had. The Rangers come to South Florida and get the road trip started on a good note, baby. Robbie Ahlstrom gets his second win in his major league career. Jacob Latz gets his 14th save of the season. Alejandro Osuna gets the RBI that gives Texas the lead late. Zeke Duran with a game-saving throw to home plate to nab a would-be inside the park home run. Zeke Duran with a 2-run bomb to put the Rangers up early. And where are we going for player of the game right now? Zeke Duran, I think you got to go Duran. 2-run bomb and that freaking laser to home plate to save a run. I think we're going Duran. Look, this is how you know that I can be unbiased, because everything in my heart would like to give this to Osuna, but we're going Duran. Duran, player of the game. Kumar Rocker. Kumar Rocker needed the opener tonight. That's okay. A career high 9 strikeouts for Kumar. Jeez. And then I think you have to applaud the pen here, don't you? Ahlstrom. Look, Junis gives up a run, but Latzy goes an inning and a third. Scoreless. So many places you can go with this win tonight. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go, Rangers. Post-game show commencing. We got about 30 good minutes ahead for you guys. Always a better live. I mean, we must admit, it's the vibes are always better. It's a better show when the Rangers win. You guys know I'm here rain or shine. Rain or shine. But I'd much rather have a celebration than a therapy session. Much rather. Super Bowl, here we come. Jackson, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Jared, I am totally with you. It's like they do just enough to keep you interested. They absolutely do. Hey, Zachary, appreciate the gift, man. Not needed, but much appreciated. Thank you so much, brother. I think, like I said, I think you almost have to play this like house money. Again, you're in Vegas. You're on a heater at the blackjack table. Just keep playing until you lose. When you lose, you can go away from it, but until then, Alexander can just go ahead and open games and just keep playing it until it takes an L. And then when it loses, you can reevaluate whether you want to keep doing it, but get you up from the table, go get you a drink, chill out for a little bit, think about it. Maybe you come back to it again the following, and maybe you're done with it. But I think you have got to make sure that you keep this thing going. It's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Please don't fix it. Alexander, he could be the opener for a lot of guys. I think a lot of players on this team could use an opener. Jacob deGrom could use an opener. God love him. deGrom's a legend. He could use an opener. Evo was pretty good the other day in the first inning. I'll give him that. Evo usually is pretty good, I feel like, in first innings. It's the later innings that always give him trouble. Yeah, it feels like you could use an opener for basically any of the young guys. Like any of the young guys. Gore, Leiter, Rocker, any of them. Seriously. Yeah, we talked about that, Ethan, right after the game went final. Man, like, it's pretty wild. They had an 8-game home winning streak. They had a 4-game overall win streak that got snapped. Yeah. Can we play in Scotland? Can we get the Scottish crowd behind us for every game? Dead in the water, baby. I said earlier, no pun intended, but look, dead in the water tonight. Marlins were. Almost came back, man. They are a pesky team. Got a lot of respect for Miami. You don't associate Miami with like good, clean baseball, but tonight they did strike out a lot. Credit to Rocker and some of the bullpen for that. But Miami, I've got respect for them, man. They are a quality ball club. They're 40-39 now. Rangers creep to within 2 games of 500. Look, over the next 2 days, I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm not. This is going to be a tough next 2 games for the Rangers to steal. I hope that they can get at least one of them. Hope you can at least come away with a victory in one of them. You've got a game tomorrow, same time, right? 5:40 Central Time, Texas time. And then you've got an 11 o'clock start, I believe, on Wednesday. An 11 o'clock start, Texas time. So you've got a lot of baseball coming your way in the next 36 hours. A lot of baseball. Big time Texan, 1,000%. The more I watch Osuna and Lopez, the more I like them. Big Osuna fan. I don't got to tell any of you that twice. Huge Alejandro Osuna fan. Been trying to sing this guy's praises. I've been trying to tell people about this guy. Look, it's not everybody, so I don't want anyone in the chat right now or anyone watching right now to take this personal, but I have to see so many people crap on Alejandro Osuna because they love Evan Carter so much. I get it. And some of y'all might be sitting there right now and you'd rather see Evan Carter over Alejandro Osuna. That's fine. I don't think that Evan Carter, needs to go head to head with Osuna. Who do you demote? Who do you keep down? Let's just see how the roster shakes out. But there's no way you can demote Alejandro Osuna. Quite frankly, you're not getting what you are getting from Osuna when it comes to Evan Carter. You're not. Evan Carter, I don't think any of us can sit here in good conscience and try and politic, try and stand on a soapbox and say, yeah, Evan's doing exactly what Alejandro is doing. He would have done that, no problem. I think most of us know better. Evan plays great defense out in center field. It's not good enough defense to keep a lineup spot. You've got a very good defender in Wyatt Langford out there in center field. There's no reason, zero reason why you should feel bad about going from Evan's glove to Wyatt's glove. It's a very small step down. In fact, Wyatt Langford gets better jumps, has better reaction time. Covers more ground with his jumps than Evan Carter does. Evan Carter slightly faster than Wyatt Langford. Wyatt Langford, I think, is actually the better fielder. Maybe that's a hot take to some of you guys. I think the metrics, the advanced stats will back me up here. Evan's faster, but ultimately the speed actually helps him recover from not getting an above average jump. For a center fielder, I would say Evans probably slightly below average in that department. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I'm not just spouting off crap here mindlessly. Again, doing the homework on this. That is my takeaway. You can check it out for yourself. Osuna needs to be on this team the entire year. There's no reason the club needs to demote him. And I think what you're finding out with Alejandro Osuna is when you let him play for an extended period of time, this is what you get. You had Alejandro Osuna last year playing very sparingly. He would get a start here. He'd sit for 3 or 4 days. He'd start again. He's getting everyday playing time, and you're seeing exactly what that leads to. He's comfortable. Look, I have not had really one at-bat that I can think of this year. Again, maybe take it with a grain of salt. I've got a little bias when it comes to Alejandro. I don't feel like there's been one at-bat this year where I'm like, man, this dude is over his skis. Like, does he come through every time? No. Does he hit a lot of home runs? No. I don't care. I don't need Alejandro Osuna to be my home run hitter. It's not like Evan Carter is hitting tanks every other AB anyways. I don't need Osuna to be my thump in the lineup. I've got other dudes like Jake Berger and Wyatt Langford and Corey Seager that are supposed to be providing that. Just give me a dude that comes through in the freaking clutch. And that is what Osuna is doing right now. Shouldn't even be a debate. This guy should be on the team for the rest of the season. He would have to have some epic meltdown, some epic slump that's just so ridiculously terrible you have no other choice. But if you give this guy playing time against righty starters, I think you're going to continue to see this. You are going to continue to see this as long as you keep giving him playing time. Like Cade said, though, Jared Kelenic will probably be in the lineup tomorrow. Because Skip Schumacher. Because CY. That's probably what is going to happen. It is not even going to shock me in the slightest. I will just laugh tomorrow if he is out of the lineup. Unless it's a lefty starter tomorrow. Is it a lefty starter? Look, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous if that happens. It's not going to surprise me, but this dude needs to be in the lineup every time a righty is up there, period. It's Sandy Alcantara tomorrow. So, yeah, I would think you're going to see Osuna. Ridiculous that he has come through so much, but you still have some Rangers fans just mad probably every time this guy gets a hit. I'm convinced I've probably turned some people on Alejandro just because of how much I've hyped him up. But you know what? I had to eat some crow on Wyatt Langford. I was a little hard on Wyatt a few games back before he started getting on this real intense heater. And I just said, man, the pop-ups on first pitches in big spots, man, this doesn't look like a top-of-the-order guy. And I had to eat some crow on that. Wyatt's been crushing it. A guy that I've been 1,000% right on is Alejandro Osuna. Love it. Nicky Lopez, look, he needs to be in the lineup against righties as well. And we talked about it a little bit yesterday. At least I think we did. I know I tweeted about it. Like, the more you watch Zeke Duran, I don't know how much longer Corey Seager is really going to have good feet to stand on playing shortstop every day. I like Zeke Duran at shortstop better than I like Corey Seager right now. Maybe you're going to call me a prisoner of the moment for that take, but I think some of the plays that you've seen Zeke Duran make over the past couple of days, quietly, maybe not quietly, maybe you said it immediately after the play like I did, there's no way that Corey makes some of these plays. I'm sorry. And I love Corey Seager, big Corey Seager fan. I don't think Corey throws out the runner there. I don't. He doesn't have as good of an arm as Duran. I don't think that Corey makes the play that Zeke made yesterday, going backhand to his right and throwing out the runner. I just think Zeke, where he's at right now, it could change in a week or two, but where he's at right now, he's a better shortstop than Corey Seager. Is he a better hitter than Corey? I'm not going to go that far, regardless of the results so far this year, which are not in Corey's favor. I'm not going to go that far. But he is a better fielder. You would love, in a perfect world, I know there's some Jock Peterson stands out there in Rangers Nation. In a perfect world, Corey Seager becomes more of your everyday DH. You trade Jock Peterson, and then you allow Zeke to play short, and then probably Nicky Lopez, Josh Smith, whoever comes up and plays second. You got to ride the hot hand there. I'm almost 100% certain Smitty's going to be back up at some point. Nicky Lopez, if he can continue this 300-plus average ride that he's on right now, and he just locks down second base against righties the rest of the year, so be it. But, man, it would really, really get interesting if the club makes it a point to play Corey a little bit less at shortstop. They kind of stop worrying so much about feelings, and they just do what's best for the team. I think what's best for the team is Zeke getting more reps at that spot. I do. Again, I know some people are going to talk about Corey Seager's Gold Glove finish last year. He was top 3 Gold Glove finisher at AL shortstop. I do think, though, some of us can see two things with Corey. First of all, this year defensively, you didn't feel like Corey was exactly the same as what you got last year. Maybe that was injury related. Who knows? I don't feel like Corey came out in 2026 as sharp defensively. I really don't feel like it. I think there's a number of plays you can go back to. Yes, he's made some nice plays, but there's some plays where you just kind of say to yourself, man, could somebody else have gotten to that? You don't see Corey leave his feet a ton. Zeke, you're going to see that guy diving all over the field. You don't see Corey leave the feet a ton. And then look, it's obvious that it all factors into his health. Like when you have Corey Seager playing a taxing position like shortstop, the guy is already injury prone. There is a lot of wisdom in moving him off of that spot. Look, I know some of you guys are talking about trading Corey Seager. A big-time Texan. I know you just offered that up in the chat too. I'm not willing to go that far yet. I think the Rangers just need to get over the Corey Seager aura, the Corey Seager mystique fog that they're kind of trapped in right now. I know there's a lot of respect for the player. I've got a lot of respect for the player. He's not 25 years old, man. He's not, a spry young man, baseball age-wise, right? This is a guy that's on the back nine. It should not be a big deal if you're doing what's best for the team to say to him, Core, we got to go a different direction here. We can't keep running you out there every day at shortstop. You're not available enough. That has to be said. That's the uncomfortable conversation right there. you're not available enough, and there's a history. He might pop back that it has nothing to do with playing shortstop every day, and that is, his stuff is, base running related, or it's, swing related. It doesn't matter. It all takes a toll. So even if he got injured swinging a bat, which has happened to him before, it could still be that playing the field wore it down. I just want to see the club do what's right. I'm tired of them being slow to react to things, always kind of behind the eight ball, never proactive, always reactive. I don't like that. I want to get out ahead of this one. He doesn't need to stop playing shortstop every single day, but I would love to see Zeke start taking at least half of the reps there. Like, in my mind, you should be shortstop DH, shortstop DH. You should be giving Corey Seager a day off from shortstop every other day. If he plays 2 in a row, have him DH 2 in a row. Whatever the rhythm you want, figure it out and do it. I would like to see Zeke Duran start taking over that position right now. Maybe he plays first base. Maybe it is first base. But I do think that you've got several different options there. One thing that we do need to say out loud, though, if you decide to have Corey Seager do less shortstop time, it does mean you probably have to move on from Jock Peterson. I don't know what Jock Peterson's trade market is. I am, not, I would say, a Jock Peterson stan by any means, but I think it's okay if you don't have Jock in the lineup. Jock had a great month. He had 2 hits tonight. I would be okay with trading Jock Peterson. I don't think that the team is going to suffer massively because they don't have Jock in the lineup. I don't. Whatever Jock is giving you, if you traded him to get Corey Seager more in the DH spot, I think you could replace at the trade deadline. I do not think that you are going to have some massive drop-off offensively trading Jock. I hope we see Seager tomorrow. I want to see Corey back in the lineup. I do. Look, it makes me a little worried, kind of gives you like Adolis Garcia September 2025 vibes when Dolly came back and ruined the Little Rascals run. I hope Corey doesn't come in and do anything like that, but, it is what it is. Wouldn't mind Osuna leading off versus righty and Wyatt. Yeah, maybe that would be a good combo. I'd kind of like Wyatt Langford to just be the leadoff guy in general. I came out with a video on that in the offseason. And look, I think you saw why I like it last night, yesterday, Father's Day, what Wyatt Langford can do. Leadoff spot. He's powerful. He's got speed. I really don't love having Jock Peterson slow as all get out in the leadoff spot, man. Jock ain't scoring on a ball in the gap. If JJ puts one in the gap, is Jock scoring from first base? Probably not, unless the ball gets bobbled around. I would love to have some speed back at the top of the lineup. Would love it. Yeah, Jock breaking an 0 for 20. What's good, man? Love you. Good to see you. Jock Peterson had a nice month run. I'm not saying that, he's going to go back in the crapper at this point, but I do think that, again, the offense is going to be okay if you don't have him in it. It's just whether or not the club is going to be willing to part ways. We have seen, and I think the only logical inferences that you can really make, the club plays some favorites at times. They've got their guys that they like, and they've got their contracts that they do not want to be wrong about. And so it very well may be they're not trading Jock. They want to make sure that they come out on at least a little bit of a better side of that. I don't think that they understand, though, so many more people would appreciate the pivoting. It's kind of like I said just a few moments ago, being proactive, not being reactive, right? Not always having to do something last minute because, you didn't really lay out a great plan in advance. Think about the bullpen situation. They didn't plan for Jacob Latz to be an elite closer this year. You kidding me? But I'm sure that, very Nico Harrison-esque, you're going to get the organization coming out. Yeah, it was all a part of the plan. Well, we had thought Jacob Latz, might be good in that spot. They'll find some way to take credit for it. You know they will. Yeah, we were kind of grooming him for that. We know he had the potential. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Because you thought Robert Garcia and Chris Martin were giving you the best chance to close out ball games in the first week of spring training. You didn't even let spring training play out. You thought Martin and Garcia were taking us to the promised land. Man, I'm on a absolute heater tonight, y'all. I'm going all over the place. I got a lot to say. You guys are going to have to reel me back in. I'm fired up after this win. Fired up. Elias Diaz, somebody talked about Diaz. Let me see if I can go back to this. What was the comment? Matt, you had it. Diaz has stabilized defense from behind the plate. Elias Diaz, man, is so good. Somebody else said, yeah, oh, here it is. Diaz calls a good game behind the plate. I love Elias Diaz behind the plate. Look, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think that you can get rid of Danny Jansen. The contract is bad. He's not playing well, and he's hurt. You're not probably going to be able to trade Danny Jansen. Maurice, I'm with you on Nicky Lopez in the 9-hole. You're not going to be able to trade DJ. The value is at an all-time low. The contract sucks. He's on a $15 million contract. He's getting $7.5 million next year. You're not going to be able to trade that without eating like all of the money. So the one thing I will throw out there, and Cade, you're already getting to what I'm about to answer here, brother. Appreciate you. You know that. I think you're going to have to trade Higgy. I think you got to trade Higgy. I don't think that the club is going to carry 3 catchers. That's not super smart. Danny Jansen is a bit of, a boon. You'd be just kind of dead weight in that. I think the move might be you trade Higgy. He's hit pretty well of late. I don't know what the numbers say completely. I'd have to look it up, but that to me does feel like the best option if you want to keep Diaz. Some people might argue the best option is to DFA Danny Jansen. I just don't think that is a true possibility. I don't think that's possible. I don't think the club is going to do it. Higgy, over his last, over his last 15 games, 256 average with a 789 OPS. 789 OPS over his last 15 games. That's incredibly serviceable. That is very respectable. You could trade Higgy and you could probably get some kind of value out of that. You'll save a little bit of money. Higgy isn't making anything crazy, but you'd save a little bit of money. There are some teams that need a catcher. I do think that could be the play. You're just not going to eat that Danny Jansen contract. I do think the team is going to slow play DJ coming back. Dude, take your sweet time. Take your sweet time, DJ. Get 115% healthy, please. Just take your time, brother. But I do think Higgy trade is probably going to be what ultimately ends up happening. If you're going to do anything else, it's going to be like a musical chairs thing with the IL. I don't know how long Texas wants to do that song and dance. So we'll see. We will see. What could we get for Higgy? Yeah, it would be, look, roster space, Cade. It would be roster space. And yeah, maybe a little bit of a potential for a nice, A-ball prospect with some potential, with a high upside, something like that. Nimmo did get hot. Absolutely. Nimmo did get hot. Nimmo, I think, has 5 hits in his last 9 games. Nimmo heater is very much appreciated. Berger does have sneaky hustle. Seagat with you on that. He is sneaky fast for a big man. That is for sure. All those guys, yes. Young especially, man. Young probably has the worst bricks for feet. Jock and then Corey after that. Well, Corey, you don't even really know what Corey's top speed is because you just don't see it enough. Look, you didn't see it on the play where he got hurt. Sure didn't. Manuel Osuna. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jose, Jordan Montgomery pitched well yesterday. Pitched an inning, scoreless. Man, look, when Monty gets healthy, it's going to get interesting. with Jack Leiter. Look, Kumar Rocker had a nice game tonight. I don't think this team wants to do the opener every time with him. He's going to have to figure out the first inning. It's going to get really interesting if Montgomery looks real good in his rehab. I almost feel like you got to have him coming up and replacing somebody. If he gets lit up or just looks terrible, that's one thing. But if Jordan Montgomery looks good, I don't know that there's a super strong argument to keep Jack Leiter or to keep Kumar Rocker up at the big league level. I think, you're going to have to see more stuff like this. And honestly, Kumar Rocker is going to have to figure out the first inning. I know it's a good outing from him tonight, career high 9 strikeouts. Nobody is crapping on Kumar Rocker's start or appearance, we should say, to be technically correct. Nobody's doing that tonight. But in order for Kumar to stick around in the rotation, he's got to figure out the first inning. They're going to do this creativity thing with the Tyler Alexander opener because they have no choice. They have no choice right now. You have to do the opener because you're getting melted down in the first inning with Kumar Rocker on the bump. So, look, if Montgomery is dotting it and crushing it down at Frisco and then at Round Rock, he's going to be in the rotation. I don't see it any other way. CY likes Jordan Montgomery. Somebody said that in the chat. My bad for missing it. He is, Monty is a CY guy and vice versa. So I think he is going to have a spot in the rotation for sure. Look, Kumar Rocker, Jack Leiter, are they a part of the future? 1,000%. But you cannot continue to have the uneven play that you've gotten from both of them when you've got a guy that's experienced, that's a franchise legend, and throwing pretty well. I think that you'd much rather have those guys go perfect their craft down in AAA, maybe come back when rosters expand. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah. He is crushing it, man. Look, it's so hard for me. Like, everybody got excited about Malcolm Moore, right? And just what he's doing. And what I'll say is this: it is tough when you move up levels. So you hope that he continues to move up through the levels and responds well, but it's difficult. It is not easy. It's not easy. But yeah, he is totally crushing it this year. Wonder if we do a Mariners piggyback, especially if Monty can give us a good first inning. Yeah, you never know. Look, throw it all on the table. Why not? Do whatever wins you ball games, man. But the one thing that they do have to be careful about, and we've talked about it, we talked about it in the 9th inning, is overuse of the bullpen. They got to be careful about that. Skip just said, without Seager, Duran is playing unbelievable at shortstop. Look, it's no question Zeke Duran needs to be your everyday shortstop. It's just, what do you do with Corey? You really can't DH him because of Jock Peterson. He's not going to play first base. At this point, it's a totally foreign position to him. There's not a lot you can do but slide Zeke Duran somewhere else. But, man, you can't help but watch the last 2 games and just have your eyes open. Zeke Duran's a better shortstop than Corey Seager. He's got a cannon. He moves well. He moves better than Corey does. There's multiple plays you've watched Zeke Duran make over the last 48 hours, over the last 24 hours, that you just kind of quietly say to yourself afterwards, I don't know if Corey makes that play. Look, I've had to be honest about that because I've defended Corey Seager a lot defensively. Like, I've defended him in the glove. I've reminded people that have really wanted to see him move. I've reminded people, hey, look, this guy finished top 3 in Gold Glove at AL shortstop last year. But I must admit, new information, new opinions. New information, new opinions. What's the new information? What I've seen from Corey Seager this year in the field and the injuries. New information tells me you might need to make a pivot here. And I don't think the Rangers are going to do it because the options are just kind of limited anyways, but I think that they are just a little hesitant to ruffle the Corey Seager feathers. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see what happens. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Richard, Zeke was player of the game for me. Appreciate you. Good, my guy. Good to see you. David, what's good, brother? Any idea what Rag's philosophy is at 30? Seems either overly aggressive or overly cautious. I'm a Cowboy. Appreciate the comment. Yeah, let's talk about that play. My goodness, I know I'm getting so behind on comments and everything, so forgive me. Definitely copy and paste if I haven't gotten to you yet. I don't mean to. I'm going to try to get to everything of substance before the show's over. Look, let's talk about that play. First of all, I did think it was a bad send. I see what they were trying to do, and you've seen it get pulled off before. Runner stealing from first, ball kind of hit to the left or right of the center fielder. You're banking on the center fielder, kind of throwing it in a little lazily into the shortstop or second baseman, and then you keep on running. And Osuna obviously has some good speed. He had some good momentum. Like he was out definitively. It wasn't a great send by Corey Ragsdale. Now let's talk about the play. I actually think, according to the rule book, that was actually the right call. I know that might be shocking to some of you, but the Rangers have been relentlessly screwed over on the catcher rule. So what I'm most upset about is I don't see this consistently applied across the board. But if you go on my X page, you go on Twitter, go to Ride on Rangers on Twitter, go to Facebook, I try to explain this in just a matter-of-fact way based on what the rule book says. If you freeze frame the catcher when the ball is thrown, the catcher is set up in front of the plate. By rule, the catcher is allowed to leave that position above the plate to retrieve the ball. If the catcher has to leave that position above the plate to retrieve the ball and it takes him into the runner's lane, that is okay. Now, can there be contact with that? Absolutely. There can be contact with that. But you didn't see the catcher set up in the lane before the ball was thrown. Again, freeze frame it. And I did that for you guys on most of my social medias. The ball is in the air and the catcher is still up above the plate. And so essentially, MLB, I think, gets it right here. He moves into the lane to retrieve the ball. He was in a good spot before the ball was thrown. They need to get more consistent with this rule. I do not think that it's a great rule. I don't think it's a perfect rule. Actually, there was a great point made on X. Totally blanking on the comment or what it was, but it was essentially like, good thing it was Osuna and not like a truck Wyatt Langford running, because that would have been a bad collision. Like any bigger dude there, that would have been a much worse collision. You had Alejandro Osuna, obviously not the beefiest dude there is. That was a pretty light collision, if you will. You get a bigger dude running there, you get Rowdy Tellez, you get Jock Peterson. That's probably a much more dangerous collision. I think that they got it right, but I think that this rule is bad. I just think there's not a perfect way to really ensure that there are no collisions at home plate. There's just not. It is what it is. I'm glad that did not come back to bite Texas. If they lose this game by 1 run, how painful that would have been. Thought it was a bad challenge, though. Like, it felt like the Rangers just didn't know the rule there. I know it's a split decision call, but felt like the Rangers just didn't really know the rule there. Excuse me. Happy to see us win the first game. Feels like it's been a while. Yeah, we haven't been good at winning game ones. We have not been good at winning game ones. We really haven't. I would agree with that. Michael Young needs to talk to Corey Seager about changing positions. Yes. Not wrong. Rangers don't have it in them to give Zeke shortstop. Patience. What's good, brother? I do feel this way. I just don't think they want to ruffle the feathers. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and you're going to see Corey doing different things. But I also think it's a little bit, personnel, right? If you make Corey Seager DH, what are you doing with Jock Peterson? They're both lefties. You're just going to have Jock ride the pine pony, collect his check, I guess. So it's a little bit more than, the Rangers, they won't do it. It's a little bit of like, you don't really have the right personnel, or you have too much of the same personnel to really pull it off. Duran is going to go back to second base. I would probably agree with that. Looked very confident in the challenge. Yeah, he did, Cade. That I noticed that too. They were so confident in that challenge. I don't think they knew the rule. I don't think they knew the rule well enough because, like I said, if you read the rule book, which is as long as you're not blocking the plate before the ball is thrown, the catcher can go wherever they want to retrieve the ball if they begin in a neutral or safe position above the plate. The ball is clearly in the air, and even after the ball is in the air, the catcher is still up above the plate. It was the right call by MLB. I just don't see that rule consistently applied across the board. The Rangers have been screwed over by it multiple times. I'm not a big fan of it. Of course, I don't want to see Buster Posey concussion type injuries. I'd like to see that get cleaned up. You're just not going to have a perfect rule at the plate. Yeah, put Jock in right field. Yeah, that was just so classic. Like, Skip has made some good decisions this year. Let's not pretend like every single game he's totally, whiffing. But man, yeah, I do not want to ever see that again. Could I see Elvis being a manager one day? Look, I like Elvis. Don't know if I could really speak to that, Ethan. He definitely has a good knowledge of the game in the times I've heard him talk. But being a manager, man, that's tough. Not everybody can do it. You've got to have a way about you that commands respect, but you also have to be a really great communicator, and you have to be a good middle person between the front office and the players. It is a very, I think, tough job, man. And so I've been critical of Skip, but I understand it's a tough job. It really is. Skip has not been perfect this year. Hasn't been the worst manager, in my opinion. I'm not ready to see him fired. Do think that he is still pretty green. I think that he has some improvement that can be made. I think even he would admit that, although you don't see it a ton. But you don't see it a ton from anybody in the front office or the higher-ups. I would like to see more transparency, more accountability. I don't know if Elvis could do it or not. It'd be interesting. Rangers need to make more bullpen decisions, promoting, demoting. I mean, look, the Rangers need to go get a bullpen arm at the deadline. That probably, honestly, should be priority number one over the offense. You're not going to make it to October with the current setup that you have. You're gassing Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz, and it's not even July. It is not even dog days yet. And we're already having Jacob Junis and Jacob Latz run on fumes. It's got to be addressed, man. They cannot sustain this with how much they are using this pen. Keep rolling. DLLS says Berger probably doesn't get moved. Yeah, I don't know why you would. Berger's controllable. Berger's not even in the ARB years. ARB 1 is next year for Berger. ARB 1. You've got 3 more controllable years of Berger. Berger would really have to do something bad, man. He's a great teammate and a great community guy, and he's leading your team in homers and RBI. Yeah, they're not moving Berger. I don't think that is even a question. And Ethan's right here. He Skip's dude. So again, Skip, we know. I mean, look, you got to be honest. Coaches have their favorites sometimes. We know Skip loves Josh Smith. We know he loves Jake Berger. We know that every coach, every front office has their favorites. Berg is definitely in that department. Gutsy is freaking saved. John, what's good, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, Last was on fumes. He's not pitching tomorrow. I cannot see them bringing him in tomorrow. The Bats are going to have to figure it out against a really tough pitcher, Sandy Alcantara. He is very, very good. You're going to probably not have some of your best arms tomorrow at late. I don't want to sit here and proclaim that they're going to be jumping on one of the better arms that the Marlins have tomorrow, but you'd sure love to see a 4 or 5 run lead for Texas tomorrow. Would love to see it. Steve, what's up, man? Thank you for the comment. Appreciate the support of the show. Totally forgot about Leiter rolling the ankle. Velocity did tick down. Look, I think it's a little bit of both. I think you can definitely blame the injury. Maybe Jack comes back after some rest and he is lights out, pun intended. Like maybe he does come back and he is just lights out. But I kind of wonder if, there's some more to it than that. It's very possible that the injury is really what, the entire struggles point back to. We'll see. We will see. But, when he comes back, then if he struggles, it's like, well, he's rusty. Like, you can make excuses for guys all year long if you want. But I do wonder. You get Jack Leiter's ankle healthy. Does he come back? He's throwing triple digits again, and you're ready to rock and roll. Feels like Berg's stats are a bit inflated due to blowout games. Yes, but he is. I mean, look, I know some of you guys aren't big advanced stats people, but he is, according to Fangraphs, our most clutch player. So, again, the at-bats that he's had over the course of the season in comparison to other players on our team, his at-bats have influenced the outcome of games more than any other player, according to Fangraphs clutch stat. So Jake Burger, I do feel like, has definitely had some games where he, stat pads, baseball-wise, if you will, not really quite the same as like basketball, right? But he stat pads a little bit. Definitely think that is a thing, but he also comes through in the clutch. Who pitches tomorrow? Did Skip say? Did Skip say who's pitching tomorrow? I didn't catch it. Bullpen game, I would have thought. Corniel, I'm sure, is going to pitch tomorrow at some point. I think tomorrow might be a game you need to, I don't want to say give up on, but lower your expectations for. Maybe the Rangers have a freaking gem from 7 combined arms. Who knows? But I would say lower the expectations for tomorrow. Great arm throwing for Miami. Rangers are going to have a precarious situation, probably throw in a bullpen type game. Lower the expectations for tomorrow. I do think Wednesday is the game, the matinee game that you can definitely get. Diaz can also rotate, but don't trust him as much. Same. Glad Josh Smith and Seager are out. I don't root for anybody to be out. And I'm not saying you are either here, my guy. But look, I think that the lineup has benefited from not having a Corey Seager black hole, which is what he was pre-injury. Wyatt Langford was in that department a little bit as well. He's obviously come back from the injury on fire. Josh Smith was a bit of a black hole. His OPS was, I think, 564 when he came back from the injury. It definitely, I think, has helped to have Nicky Lopez hitting 300. You can't say that it hasn't. Can't afford to lose tomorrow. I think we can. Look, you lose tomorrow, it's not the end of the world. You're going to come back and you're going to have Wednesday's game, and Wednesday is DeGrom Day. So, Dan, I don't know if I completely agree with this. You lose tomorrow. You got DeGrom Day on Wednesday. It's not the end of the world. I'm not saying phone tomorrow in, try to win a series tomorrow, and then sweep with DeGrom on Wednesday. But I think that if they drop tomorrow, it's understandable. They're doing a bullpen game, Jack Leiter hurt, and you're already gassed with some of the top arms in your pen. Just, again, lower the expectations for tomorrow. If they come out firing, love every minute of it. But, look, you're positioned well. If you drop tomorrow, you got DeGrom Day on Wednesday. Miami does not have a starter announced for Wednesday's game. You're facing their best arm tomorrow. Hopefully they can steal a win. But you got a pretty good solid chance on Wednesday. Problem with Seager is just a problem at the top of the order, right? We were talking about it. He was pre-injury, just kind of a black hole. It does hurt the ability to string things together and have that punch at the top of your lineup. Tonight was the must-win for me. Yeah, Ethan, I would say we're in lockstep on this. I thought tonight was a really important night. To get this game is huge because you had DeGrom in your back pocket for Wednesday. You lose tonight, and now you got to win back-to-back days with a bullpen game tomorrow. That's rough. That's tough. Yeah, a blowout either way could actually go a long way in saving the arms. I hope the Rangers blow it out tomorrow, but I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. Yeah, I would assume Perez, if I interpreted his answer correctly. Yeah, that makes sense to me too. I was kind of looking at their rotation a little bit. That makes sense to me too. Hey, by the way, for tomorrow's game, let's kind of go through it here. We're not going to be able to do the Marlins lineup against the Rangers because who knows what Texas is going to do completely. But against Alcantara, Texas, Berger, 0 for 3 against him. Duran, 1 for 1 with a homer. Zeke Duran, stay hot, please. Zeke Duran in his one at bat against Alcantara has homered. Look, Elias Diaz, 3 for 10 with a bomb. Can we see Elias Diaz tomorrow? Josh Young, 0 for 2. Kyle Higashioka, 1 for 3. Kellenic, 0 for 2. Nicky Lopez, 0 for 3. Brandon Nimmo, 135 batting average in 37 ABs. Does have 1 home run. Osuna, Langford, Foscue, Freeman have never faced Alcantara. Jock Peterson, 2 for 10 with a bomb. Diaz and Duran are the guys you got to look out for tomorrow. Rangers fans will be Pirates fans tomorrow. What I miss? Who are the Pirates playing right now? I'm going scoreboard right now as we speak. Pirates. Are they playing somebody in division? Off day tomorrow for the Pirates, but tomorrow Pirates have the Mariners. Yes, we will be. Who's pitching? Keller? Kirby versus Keller tomorrow. There you go. What else do we got? Angels and Orioles are playing. Giants and A's are playing. Giants are bad right now, man. They're bad. Shoot. Astros play the Blue Jays, and the Astros lost today. Did I get that right? Angels are losing 1-0. Astros are, they lost 4-2. Oh, it's a great day. It is a great day. Hello. Love it. All right, Quantrill tomorrow, I think he absolutely could be a factor. I would be surprised if he didn't pitch tomorrow. Yeah, Devers was disrespectful. That was, man. Like, I hope Vitello chewed his butt out in the clubhouse after the game. And you know what? He probably gave it right back to Vitello. There is never a place for that, man. That's just disrespectful. I don't even care, man. That's just like on a human level. That's so disrespectful. So disrespectful, man. Like, you know what? If you want to chew somebody out in private, that's one thing. So if Devers wants to go meet with Vitello and ream him, rip him a new one for subbing him out in that spot. But, dude, you don't do that on the field. So disrespectful. Like, you know, I know we've been talking about Ethan. I know you've been talking about Devers. Like, that makes me not want him in the slightest. Like, I do not want that on our team. We don't need anybody like that causing any drama, man, on the team. Like, the one thing this team does have going for it, it's a good clubhouse with pretty low drama. And you don't need a dude that makes it all about himself coming and disrupting that. I don't think that anybody's going to touch Devers. Now, is somebody maybe going to pick him up from another team? Sure. I don't think the Rangers will touch him with the 10-foot pole. They're a front office very focused on dynamics in the clubhouse. I can't see the Rangers bringing in Devers. All right, y'all. I got to take off. Hey, I'm going to be posting right after I get off the live. Help me out with this. I know I've got some Mavs fans in the chat hanging out. I am really going to be making a push to post more content. DFW sports, right? Mavs, Cowboys especially. I'm a very casual hockey fan. And so I know some people are always like, dude, why don't you ever post about the Stars? I'm just not, a puck knower, if you will. I'm not a puck knower. I like hockey. I'm not a dude that is an expert when it comes to hockey. I love watching it. Playoff hockey is amazing. Like outstanding TV. I'm not a puck knower. So if I don't do a lot of Star stuff, you know why. But I love basketball. I love football. So I will be posting a reaction video to Dallas going ahead and hiring Dusty May, Michigan head coach. Michigan, of course, just won the championship. I'd appreciate it. If you love the Mavs, look for my video later tonight. It's going to be dropping in probably about 15 or 20 minutes after I get off the live. Thanks for the support. I would really appreciate it. I know not everybody's a Mavs fan. I know some of y'all like the Spurs and other teams. It's all good either way. Hey, if you like what I'm doing here and you like the show, even if you're not a Mavs fan, give it a like, let it play a little bit. You know what I mean? Show some love to the channel, even if it's not your thing, man. I would appreciate it. But you will see me posting some different content for the Mavs, especially around the draft time. Cowboys will start heating up. I do a little college football as well. We cover the Longhorns here on the channel. So I'm going to be diversifying the content a little bit. It's always going to be Rangers first. Always going to be Rangers first, just so you know. And look, if me doing other content bugs you a little bit, no hard feelings. I know some people are kind of like, dude, I didn't follow you for Mavs stuff. Well, the vision when I started this is talking pretty much about whatever sports I want to talk about. So it's what you get. If you like the Rangers content, you got to put up with some of the other teams. That's kind of the deal, man. So forgive me in advance if it's not your cuppa, but that's what it's going to be. Love y'all, though. Love y'all. Appreciate all the comments. Thank you so much for all the questions. You guys have made this channel what it is today, which is a lot bigger than what I started with in January 23 when I had, my mom and my dad and my wife following me. That was it. So you guys, I can't thank you enough. Grateful for all the ways you support the show. Again, my video will be dropping here in about 20 minutes. Thank you for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, 8th, 9th inning, something like that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm glad that some of y'all are up for Mavs content. That's great. That's great. I love the Mavs. I love the NBA. Definitely trying to make a little bit of a push to do more. I feel like I really skimped out on the Mavs. I got to be honest with you guys, though. I was really depressed with the Luka trade. It just depressed me. I tried to be positive about the AD trade. Tried to hype it up in my mind a little bit, and it wasn't working. It felt disingenuous. I'm kind of coming to a good place where I'm feeling better about the Mavs. Everybody from the old regime is gone. I feel a lot more positive about them. So I am going to open it up a little bit, do some more NBA content. Look, I think they've got to do whatever is best for building around Cooper Flagg. I think you've got to space the floor better. I think you've got to let Cooper Flagg attack the cracks in the defense. I am all about space that floor, baby. Find guys that are going to be able to be threats on the perimeter. Look, it's not exactly like what you want to do with Luka, but I mean, look, you don't want a ton of people clogging the paint with Cooper Flagg. That dude is vicious when he gets inside. So look, you're going to have to get some guys that obviously play good defense, space the floor a little bit, are threats from the outside. But man, build it around Flagg, baby. It's not complicated, right? I'm very excited to see what they do. Ujiri, now May as the head coach. It's going to be great. Vibes are up. Vibes are up with the Mavs right now. Hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one. Draft is tomorrow. Yeah, look, we'll have content out tomorrow for sure. After the draft. If not tomorrow, we'll drop it Wednesday, do our draft reaction. That would be sweet. It'll be probably coinciding with the game, though, won't it? So we'll talk Mavs tomorrow. We'll talk a little Mavs draft tomorrow during kind of an all-in-one show. At least that's what I'm planning on. All right, y'all. Love you. God bless. Go Rangers.